345 days of the worldwide Megacrisis Hungerstrike. That water is life-saving. 10 days without food so far. When I say 345 days, that means perpetual in terms I get to eat, but I don't get to fully recover after each meal. And each meal gets harder, as you guys know. So it's not like I'm staying still and it's getting harder. It's getting scarier because now we need thousands of blessings, as you know. Okay, if you're new to the channel, look at the pinned posts and you'll see more about what the context is. Whew. It was a rough night last night for me. How was it for you? It was rough. I was nauseous. I felt like vomiting, a whole bunch of things. And on my previous hunger strikes, that's happened roughly once every 2 or 3 hunger strikes. And I thought, what's going on here? It's not normal. I checked my weather map again, because you can look at the Google weather map or Apple's. And there's benzene outside my house, like in my whole city. Benzene, not just carbon monoxide and dioxide and all these normal pollutants for toxic society that we're in. But benzene is a carcinogen. It causes cancer. In the public, like look out my window right here, the air outside of there had benzene in it last night. And I'm secretly wondering that there's like mice keep getting into my house. They're not in here now. I got rid of the last one humanely. Didn't kill it with sticky traps and all this stuff because, as you know, we're vegans. And that's a divine decree, by the way. Messiah makes that a divine decree. Go vegan as soon as you can. Eat like eating, go vegan. Even if you're atheistic and a scientist, the data is there showing it's better for us. So probably lost half my viewers right there. That's okay. I'm being shadow banned anyway. But it just shows this weather map last night. It just goes to show how toxic of a situation that we're in. We're in something called the banality of evil, where nobody thinks they're being evil. But if you add up all the small little corner cuttings, it adds up to a horrific situation. And we are in a bad, bad situation. Oh. Census reports around Canada, my country, is showing that as people catch on to how bad it is and they take their head out of the sand, they're realizing that it's almost hopeless, except for us. You, me, those that are sticking around these streams right now and are working on, oh, look at that, upset stomach. We're working on the solution called universal logic, excuse me. My body is really reacting. So I thought, wow, it's very interesting that when I get these reactions, sometimes the weather outside is bad and maybe there's some kind of crack in the wall or something that's getting in here. I don't know. I don't suspect it. I hope not. But I was feeling nauseous once without the weather being bad. So I think what's happening is that there's something, like my smell was destroyed during COVID. COVID's real. Like it destroyed my smell. So anyway, I can't smell everything around me. So if there's something toxic, the way that I know that it's there is that I start feeling sick. So I had I've been trying to grow plants, right? Because plants purify the air and I want purified air down here because I've been down here for so long, as you can see from the hundreds of videos. On YouTube, I have 661 12-hour segments. Can you believe that? Talk about consistency. Staying on track to save your life. But I feel like if you put organic matter in a sealed or airtight space, it creates anaerobic bacteria and it creates botulism and a whole bunch of really toxic things. So I'm wondering if there's some methane and some toxins coming off of this onion setup that I have here. So I sealed it last night and then I woke up feeling better. But it also might be something going on with my own digestive system. So I'm narrowing it down scientifically, having controlled variables and running experiments to figure out what's going on. It's amazing. It's going on fasts is amazing because it puts you profoundly in touch with your body and you start to realize things and you can start to come to ideas and interventions about yourself that can make you feel better and figure out how this toxic society has harmed you in ways you might not even realize yet. There's microplastics in the tap water that we can't even filter out unless you have a $2,000 filter. Like this filter right here, this guy, That's not filtering the microplastics from the pipes in the city water. I thought it was. It's not. It's not good enough. Our foods have preservatives in almost everything, or seed oils, or a bunch of junk. Almost every sauce that you buy has bad preservatives in it. Don't eat them. Make your own sauces. I thought in the beginning, when I decided to do my gourmet vegan cooking show, it'd be fine to eat the sauces in my fridge. And then when I started to really research and memorize all the preservatives, when I looked in my fridge, every single one of them had preservatives in them. And I thought I chose healthy organic options. And that's the only way they can make sauces last for so long, or else your sauces go bad. So our bodies are being bombarded. Now we got this low-grade radiation all around us from all our Wi-Fi signals, and we have to be careful, okay? So I was feeling really nauseous last night as a personal update. So I woke up feeling a little better. I feel okay now. Had a little bit of a breakthrough this morning with some divine logic, universal logic, which is also logic of the heart, love, spirit. And as you guys know, we embrace art, religion, all types, philosophy, science, and then the new level of consciousness, the new meta mode that we call genuine wisdom. My chest is burning a little, though. Burning a little bit. Okay. So, let's move on to the next stage. World news, the emergency core is Canada is now thinking of sending troops over to Iran. Donald Trump knows what he's doing over there. NATO, who's supposed to be supporting their allies, won't support the states and won't pay their fair share. And Donald Trump looks like a fool by attacking Iran, this hotspot in the world, by himself. But he knows that if he waits long enough and he withstands all the noise, that eventually he's going to win, because they rely on the United States of America and they're taking advantage, exploitive. They're exploiting the United States. And don't get me wrong, the United States has done a lot of exploiting itself. It's called economic imperialism. So nobody's really innocent in this toxic society that we're in, except those that rise up to Messiah level consciousness, or maestro, or sage-like consciousness, or luminaries. So I'm getting better at making these because I'm getting tireder because of the hunger strike, but also I'm starting to hit a rhythm in my patterns. The chaos, the noise out there, I'm shaping my reality based on universal logic, and every day making adjustments and getting tighter and tighter and tighter into flow state. And that means filtering out the noise for the signal of truth. And you might have to do the same thing. That doesn't mean you abandon anybody. You draw boundaries wisely. So you return to people and return to things when the time is right. And you don't wait forever. It's not an excuse, but you plan things better in a rhythm, in a new pattern that is universal logic. Timeless truths that allows you to see the universal in all the particular things that happen to you. Okay, so Iran is heating up. It's World War III. In terms of AI, just incredible updates, as you guys know. It's already 10 minutes in this recording. Wow. Let's do a really quick search. Let's just see what's being said around the world this morning. It's just amazing that you can do a search and then the world news pops up like this, like the latest do. Dark money is paying influencers to frame Chinese AI as a threat. Oh, okay. They're talking about propaganda. The first AI influencer, they're starting to make people verify as real humans now. Not just bots, but actual full AI accounts that people can't tell aren't real. Job losses are huge. They're starting to realize that it's extreme what's going on. We talked about interviews yesterday. The real threat, though, is Cloud Mythos. As you can see, every video that I have has Cloud Mythos with a little update about AI, because that's the fastest moving threat by far. My own server that I run these special flow timers on, that's part of the core, which we'll talk about next. The company messaged me and said that I was at my server was at risk because of these bugs, the 0-day vulnerabilities that Cloud found like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So it's real. It's affecting huge amounts of society. We must act now, you guys. Oh, okay. So one other thing in the particular updates I have is these ads that I'm running, because the flock strategy is not going very quickly yet. And the flock strategies, as you guys know from the previous videos, you contact 6 people you already know, and then it builds. What we're doing is not quite polished enough yet to get people feeling comfortable telling other people about it. Like soon they will, because we'll be facing death, and people, when they're desperate, they'll do almost anything to save their lives. And we want to make sure it's an anti-cult initiative. So I built in a few more anti-cult parts into the training. And I think we're going to start with that. When people come in, they have to go through these extra elements of anti-cult training so that they don't become the cult leader. There's a couple of people challenging me saying, "Oh, I think you're becoming cult leader." I said, well, that could be true. Like if you're not a cult leader, you have to entertain that, because a cult leader won't entertain that. So I said, well, you could be right, but it could be that you're also becoming a cult leader, not aware of the dialectic. And then you have to have the conversation. And a lot of the times, people who aren't trained in anti-cult training will project their own prejudices without realizing it. And they'll start to shut down the conversation, and they'll start to become the thing they don't like. That's how cosmic irony works. Right? And people aren't aware of it. So that's the trickiness that happens when people's traumas come out, is that it looks backwards at first. Everything's inverted. And that's why people get ungrounded. And real cult leaders use that to unground you, so you'll be dependent on them. Not in a rational way, but on a way where you just don't question anymore. And what we want you to do is follow our way, grounded in understanding what is actually happening. That makes sense on a new level. And you don't lose your agency, and you don't stop questioning. You don't stop questioning. Like, we don't want oppositional defiance, because that's irrational questioning. That cult leaders can also use. They can use that to interrogate you into ungroundedness. So it's really about the way of doing things right. Oh, wow. Tongue is starting to dry out. It's been 13 minutes. We guys still do the core and the wifey update. I'm just going to blast through them. We have to do ego wisdom today. So the core is One World Spirit. Core is about time compression through clarity and ego wisdom. The Megacrisis being what? The 2 sacred solution. The Megacrisis. And the solution is the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation is the flow rules and flocks. We did time compression. Today's ego wisdom. Like I just said, people come in and they project your traumas. It's their ego trying to protect them. So the ego is not always necessarily bad. It's there for a reason, but it can be used to harm and keep you in what's called a fixed mind state, where you don't grow through the traumas, through the difficulties, through the challenges of life. And instead of a growth mind state, where you take those challenges in anti-fragile way. It's called anti-fragility. Think about that, look it up. And what it does is it causes you to grow and transcend those limits. And then you become a better person, a wiser person. And there's a certain word for that. Shoot, I had something come to mind, but that's okay. So when people come in, if they think they have the answer and they're going to project like crazy, then we let them have the space to do that for a while. Ask them, can they define wisdom? Can they measure it? If you can't define wisdom and you can't measure it, then you're just projecting your ego in not the infinite way, not the good way. It's there to protect you, but then it starts to restrict everybody around you too, and it starts to create that cult, because everybody's subservient to your limit. And then if we're not allowed to question that limit, then everybody's in an oppressive state where their perspectives aren't heard. And their perspectives might show what that limit is, so we can transcend it. The moment that you realize a limit, think about this. The moment that you realize a limit is there is the moment that you're already somehow behind it, beyond it. If you don't even know the limit is there, that means you're so immersed in the limit that you can't even transcend it because you don't know it's there.